Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, I'm preparing for the coming mini event, the Train Tycoon. And of course, do remember to claim all the Peru Event rewards that is using the balance event keys. So that's something important you should not forget because of those parts is really good. I hope you enjoy the Peru event. For me, I miss out that common trains as I have mentioned in my previous video. So I'm going to quickly complete the 3 tasks on hand, and then try to claim as many parts as possible. And of course, subsequently, I'm going to bin away all the event items which are taking out my precious warehouse spacing. And I'm going to prepare for the upcoming Train Tycoon events by filling up all my factories to the brim, so that in the if you're new to the game, in the mini event itself, the rewards are not fantastic, not as good as what you see in the Peru event. The Peru event gives you good trains, good number of coins and parts and whatnot. In the mini event, there is only one reward based on the rewards ranking chart. So it could be some assuming epic parts or legendary parts. The first will get the most, followed by a second, and then third, and so on and so forth. So what do you really require in the Train Tycoon mini event? Normally they may ask for things like, for example, upgrades of your trains, spend resource keys, i.e. your meta keys for trains. Even they may ask to click on 12 whistles, or even they may ask, alright, you're going to claim something from a certain factory like this furniture and textile factory. So what I'm doing right now is really to try to fill up all the factories to the brim, so that when they do ask for the factory's output to be collected, I can easily do that rather than waiting for the production line to run its time. So that's what I could only prepare for the mini event, because there's nothing more. Of course, you could also try not to upgrade your trains and not to spend the metal keys and then try to keep them for the mini event, because although they are rare requests or such, most of the time they'll ask you to deliver some things using a certain type of trains. So for me, I felt that getting more trains is useful. So you can fulfill those criteria, like they say that, you're gonna send out 10 dispatch 10 steam trains or something or sort, right? Or 10 legendary trains or sorts. Or they will ask, most of the time it will be a factory produced to be ready to be produced, and then they will say that, alright, then they will award you with stars or whatnot. So the people with the most number of stars will of course be ranked on top. Likewise, for any ranking chart in TrainStation 2, it's a first come first served basis, which means that you and I, assuming both of us have 10 stars, you get first, you'll be first, and I'll be second. So that's how it's being counted in terms of the ranking, although both of us may have the same number of stars itself. Alright, so I do not really like to dismantle trains, it pains me, but nonetheless, when time arises, I may just wish to do so, especially after checking the fact that there are more than sufficient rare trains, so I decide to do that. Alright, so trying to fulfill this delivery of timber very quickly, try to fulfill it and then complete it, and then get the EPs no longer necessary, but rather more towards the event keys. So the event keys will allow us to change parts, and of course now we all know that there's no longer any more jobs after these 3 jobs. We could actually clear the warehouse of all these precious Peru event items that we have taken a long while to make. But nonetheless, events has come to an end, so it's good that you clear them out so that you can put new things in, and that's how you should prepare. And of course, if you ask me, should I keep upgrading the buildings? Yes, the answer is yes. It's time to do it right now, because you don't have better time to do. So at the same time, if you could quickly grab all those stuff that you need to deliver, because I think there's a countdown of time of 48 hours, so probably left with a day or so, so or more probably half a day. So it's very important, otherwise it's all to the waste. So basically you're going to collect all these rewards. You not be worried that the fact that assuming you're left with 4 number of event keys, the game is quite fair. They'll give you a meta keys in return after the event on your balance, so-called event keys that you can't change for anything. So normally the minimum number of event keys needed to change for meta keys is I think 5, but I think I will end with 4. So nonetheless, they'll refund me via meta keys, like they've been giving me 1 or 2 meta keys. But that's besides the point, not really that important. As of now, I'm just trying to claim legendary parts, which are really difficult to get, and then eventually I'll just see what else I can do with the remaining number of event keys. If you ask me, I do enjoy the Peru event. So far, this is a new event. Of course, the Christmas event was really great. We got good number of trains, but a lot of people are complaining about the Christmas events due to the reindeers, the frustration. But in this Peru event, you see none of that. I think it's a good thing, because the previous events seems to be unhappiness in terms of very difficult jobs, very difficult to complete and whatnot. But this time around in Peru event, they make it quite easy. So I think hopefully they'll please all the players. And I think something that cheeses everybody out was the previous Christmas event. There were 2 event passes for 1 event, so it's like robbing people money. But it doesn't impact me, as you know, I'm a free to play, so whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 event passes doesn't bother me. So that's how I'm going to prepare for this coming event. You can see the factories are all full. Alright, so sawmill, there's some work we can do. So I'm going to collect more of these logs and then just create whatever I could, convert into timber, and then I just collect it. It doesn't matter. They don't request for a specific product. They just request you to collect something from a certain factory. So it could be anything. So I saw a new item here, 240, that I can create. I'm not too sure what is that. Let me check it out. Alright. Yes. Oh, okay. So it's from the chemical and refinery factory. So not too bad. Another milestone item that we can do for 240, and 250 is the one I really hope to achieve, so we can unlock the additional permanent dispatcher. Currently got 8 with that additional, then I think it's so much easier. If not, I'm going to spend lots of gems trying to get additional dispatcher. And with 7, it's just not really good. I think at least 8 dispatcher would be fairly more palatable in terms of fighting for the first position. And hoping really to see what's the next main event. And if you could, I would appreciate if you can subscribe to this channel, so that whenever I share the progress, you could share with me as well in the comments. Or if you are new to the game, I'll always advise you not to quickly chase after the leveling up. Focus on building the train fleet size and capacity, and then of course focus on increasing populations to increase the warehouse spacing. So if you're wondering why you can't do certain things at certain levels, it's because probably sometimes the level is slightly too low that you can't see certain things. That is part and parcel of the game, but along the way you've discovered new things. I think that's the fun part. If you're in Britain, there's a first region. Very quickly you would venture into Germany, but again I urge you not to rush, rather build a good foundation. And then I mentioned about 5 building techniques. You place 5 building out, and then you get those requests, then you complete them. You increase the population, and eventually use to increase your warehouse spacing. So generally is train size and capacity, In terms of size, we were talking about the variety, types of engines, and the type of quality, legendary, epic, rare, and common. And then the capacity, we're talking about getting like the maximum capacity. Why so? Make your deliveries easier, and of course add it to your headquarters VP or your points, right? And of course population increase is purely to upgrade warehouse. So these are the two keys that you should do. And of course if you got sea trade, just remember to do the sea trades to collect those blue maps, which is required for upgrade of buildings. And of course, last but not least, collect gold whenever it's available. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.